Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Women of Motion podcast. I'm your host, Sheena Katz, and I'm really excited for today's conversation. This series is about connection, growth, and what it really takes for women to lead in today's world, in our work, in our communities, and in our own personal lives. Today's episode is especially meaningful because it is a lead up to the Women of Motion Summit, taking place on June 25th in Pasadena, California, where we'll bring women from all walks of life for a powerful day of conversation, inspiration, and community. And joining me today is Louise, a project manager on the operations side of an architectural firm and someone who is doing deeply impactful work in the space. Today, we'll dive into a conversation about emotional intelligence, confidence, and how we show up more fully in our lives, both personally and professionally. Jem, welcome to today's podcast. We're so excited to have you here today.
Thank you, Sheena, for having me.
Of course. Let's dive right in. I want to start by talking about confidence. Mm-hmm. So when you hear confidence, what does that mean to you today, and has that evolved over time?
I guess when it comes to confidence, I feel like it is not something that you wake up having it one day, just all of a sudden. I believe that it is built over time, layers and layers, year after year. And it's also about knowing when to say that you don't have it all, that you don't got it all figured out altogether. Because way back then, early in my careers, I thought that being confident means that you have all the answers on your plate, that it's ready for everyone to see and understand. But over time, I've learned that it is me being confident if I say, hey, I don't have all the answers at this point as of yet, but I'll try and figure out anyway, because I trust my skill set and my competence in this industry. And also it's about just showing up and trying to be better on an everyday basis.
I love that. It sounds like confidence to you means trusting yourself even when you don't know all the answers,
yes,
right?
That's right.
It's incredible. Mm-hmm. And now I want to get into emotional intelligence a little bit. Where do you think women struggle most when it comes to emotional intelligence in everyday life today?
I think the most struggle that we've had in this matter is about having these emotions and also processing it. That's just based on my own opinion. I believe that women are praised for being empathetic, but then penalized for expressing it. So that's a really hard thing to juggle at the same time. But also I feel like the turning point is that women was able to learn to absorb. Like at work, women are able to absorb more and managing expectations, managing teams, managing clients, managing basically everything. But the disconnect that comes in there would be, how are they feeling deep inside? Because they're being consumed, but they're not able to process it the way that they're supposed to.
I hear you. I hear all the time, express yourself. But then when you do, it's like, you're being crazy, not too much.
Yes.
It's like, what's the middle ground, right?
Yes, exactly.
And now I want to dive into a little bit about misconceptions. Mm-hmm. What do you think is something that people still get wrong about confidence or emotional intelligence today? We talk about it a lot, but I feel like there's still some misconceptions there. Where have you seen that happen?
I really like that question, to be honest. I feel like the misconception is when people think that confidence is loud and proud and emotional intelligence is soft. For me, neither is true. I've been in rooms wherein the quietest people that I've worked with are the most confident people as well. Why? Is because they know when exactly to speak. And that's the vibe that I really liked. And in terms of emotional intelligence, I feel like it's not about being nice or agreeable at all times. It's about understanding when to apply that behavior and having that boundary and it's okay not to be nice at all times. It's okay not to agree on everything at all times.
I completely agree. I feel like it's a very old school mentality to think that the loudest person in the room is the most powerful or the one who knows the most. But really, if you look at all like boardrooms and corporate settings, usually the most powerful one in the room is often the most quiet. And they speak when they need to. And when they do, it's heard and it resonates, right?
That's true. That's
and
true.
I agree with your emotional intelligence note too, because just because you're emotionally intelligent, it doesn't mean that you're agreeable, right? So a lot of times my favorite thing to say is when someone's saying something and I don't agree, I'll say, I hear you, I hear where you're coming from, but you're wrong.
Yeah, yeah. But it's hard to say that. Though. Yeah.
And now diving into a little bit of personal growth, what's something that you feel like you're still working with within yourself today?
Honestly, I think it's about letting go of that over responsibility. I feel like I've been raised and consumed in a sense that I have to do it all and I have to do it the way it's supposed to be. So taking that away from me feels wrong, but it's not wrong. So I have to pivot in a way that it's about creating that environment wherein people can be at their best so that you don't have to do it all. So you would have that supportive environment wherein you create that all positivity and skilled people around you. So, yeah.
Where do you think that comes from, the idea of having to do it all? Because I have that too, and a lot of people do as well. Is it a generational thing? Is it a cultural thing? Where does that come from, you think?
I guess it's everything.
I think for me it's a cultural thing.
From the Asian family, the roots, and then I guess also with regards to life experiences as well, disregarding the culture, but like you having to do it all so you can progress in your life and you don't have to repeat the history itself that happened to your family. So yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know about you too, but for me, a lot of times why I end up doing it all is because I'll see them doing it wrong. So then I'll just say, forget it, I'll just do it myself. When really, like you said, you have to trust both yourself and them. And if they're doing it wrong, let them do it wrong and then we'll fix it later.
Exactly, because then they'll learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I completely agree. And now I'd love to get your advice for our audience who's listening and watching and for the women who's going to be joining us in the summit in June. For someone who's coming to the summit, what do you hope they walk away with?
I hope they walk away with one thing. I hope they walk away with permission. Permission to stand up in that room. Permission to take up that space. Permission to be the person they thought they weren't going to be. And then permission to speak up. Because I feel like that's where the motion comes in. And it's not about being fearless at the end of the day. It's taking in that fear, embracing it, and moving forward anyway.
I love that you said that because there's all this stigma or messaging around being fearless. And I just don't think that's possible. So what I always just say now is like, be afraid, but just do it anyway.
Right,
you know?
Right. Just do it.
The fear is never going to go away. Just do it scared. It's fine. And then one last thing, just curious, what's one habit that's changed your life?
Consistency. Because with everything that's happening, even waking up early in the morning, it's very hard to consistently do it. But if you start with something small, that something small will trickle down along the way. And if you're consistent with work, if you're consistent with your life, consistent with your balance, this will not make your life perfect, but it will make your life consistent and stable enough so that you can grow.
I love that. I'm sure a lot of fitness gurus would love for you to say that to their clients. Well, Jem, thank you so much for being here with us today. This has been such a treat, and this has been such a meaningful conversation, and I hope that you're walking away with a deeper understanding of what confidence and emotional intelligence really looks like in practice. If this conversation really hit home for you, I'd love to personally invite you to the Women of Motion Summit. This is taking place on June 25th in Pasadena, California. And this will be a space designed for women from all walks of life, entrepreneurs, leaders, creatives, and professionals to come together, connect, and grow. You'll have the opportunity to build meaningful relationships, gain practical insights from incredible speakers like Jem, and step into a community that uplifts and supports one another. This isn't just a summit, it's a movement. You can find ticket information and details in the link provided, and we'd love to have you in the room. Thank you again for being here today. We'll see you on June 25th.